What is going on, guys? Today we have got another draft video for you, and to be honest, it's not really a challenge or anything like that, but it is, as you can see there, SBC cards have now been announced or have been included within Fut Draft. We've been waiting ages for it, to be honest, and I think it's about time that they do absolutely every card in a draft. I think that was just I don't know, you always took it as a given, to be honest. We've already got 2 flashbacks there, as you see. And I'm not too sure if weekly objective cards were in draft as well, because otherwise that Rodri that you just saw would be a newly player added into drafts. For me, I think it was a given that these needed to be in there. I'm hoping that obviously you've got like the Florenzi. I'm pretty sure he was already in it, I want to say. Well, I don't think he was, because obviously he was a SBC card as well. The only thing that I don't know that I'm trying to find out, I think, how many drafts did I do? In this video, there's going to be 5 drafts. They're all going to be sped up. I think a couple are sped up a little bit more, just because they were the worser. They were the less rated or less impressive drafts compared to some of them. Some really, really nice drafts coming out now, and some very, very nice ratings in general. Obviously, there's so many special cards. You can really get a good hybrid with the right players, and it's just nice. And this is the reason why I wanted to kind of, with my FIFA, is I want to get an ultimate club. I don't want an ultimate team. I want an ultimate club, and it's something that you struggle with on Ultimate Team, because obviously it's based to get the best 11, even the best 22, I suppose, if you wanted to do fitness. That more than likely isn't an issue in this FIFA, but I remember back in the day, you'd always have a first team and a second team, always have that fitness. Squad fitnesses, I think, weren't around for quite a few FIFAs, I want to say, if I'm correct. I'm talking like FIFA 11, FIFA 12. I may have been mistaken, but I like an ultimate club for stuff like this, trying hybrids, trying squad builders, and it's something that I really like doing. But the problem is when you've got, say, like your R9s, your Eusebios, you're having to give up pretty much your club every single time to do one of these. So pretty much all the team of the seasons, the Reds, the team of the season player packs, all of them that I've done throughout the 7-8 weeks that you got through this team of the season, they're all pretty much gone just because I've been putting them in SBCs, and it's not a bad thing. Like, I do love my team. It's obviously a very, very nice team. For me, for the first time ever, I've never had, I don't think I've had Ronaldo as early on as I did in this FIFA, and as well as Messi as well, but I've never packed Messi and Ronaldo as well, so that is a big one for me. But I've never had R9, never had Eusebio, Hullet, Vieira. I think what my icons last year was Laudrup and who was the other one? Hernandez, the Mexican Hernandez. They were my 2 icons from the baby icon, or the baby or mid one, and that was it. And then everyone else was kind of just packed or bought off the market. Well, to be honest, I didn't play it as much as I did this one, but you take that team that I had last year to this team, this level is godly. It's incredible. I've worked so hard for this team. I'm currently sitting at 1,210 wins, played over 2,000 games, which, to be honest, I don't think I've done in any FIFA at the minute. Normally I hit 1,000 games in general, but 1,000 wins, over 1,000 wins is absolutely incredible for me on this. But we're going off topic with that. But that's why I like Ultimate Clubs, because you can do stuff like this. You can make an SBC kind of team, a draft team as such, and really, I don't know, try some different variations out, really put some different stuff in, and that's something I like doing. So going on to obviously the SBC cards in, like I said, I'm unsure if footies or Fut Swaps players are in. I've not seen any as of yet, and I did 5 today. I'm going to continue doing them until I find one, as I'd really, really like to go with that Rashford card if the Fut Swap players are in here. And I'm assuming they should be, just because obviously if they're SBC cards, technically they are SBC cards, so I wouldn't see why not. But personally, I reckon it's going to be very difficult to find them, especially the Rashford one. I reckon he's going to come up the least, just because no one can play with him yet. We've not had all 14 cards. I don't know if the card has to be unlocked to a sense, like obviously that he actually is available in the game, that all the Fut Swaps cards are available. But I'm glad that they've done this. I really think this is a massive step for them, and hopefully they bring it to FIFA 20 as well. I think the person about, I don't want to say it just because obviously I'm not sure, but I believe Nepenthes is the one that kind of push this idea onto one of the EA community managers, but obviously a lot of people were saying it, but I think Nepenthez, I read on Twitter, whatever, he was the one that really took it to them, and then they implemented it. So massive congratulations to another game changer of the game, making elements like this actually happen, and it's something that we can do, and I think that's the big thing you take from it. They do listen. Like, there is some elements that you can moan and moan and moan. You don't get great packs, you don't get great rewards, and they can't necessarily do everything for that. But stuff like this, stuff that they can actually implement and it actually becomes a viable option, I think most definitely we need to be speaking about it. And it's something that really needs to continue into FIFA 20. I think for me, since draft came out, four or 5 years ago now? I think it was FIFA 13 or 14, I want to say it did come out. Let me know down below if you know what year it actually came out, as obviously it's been out quite a while. When it started, I think it was like the next best thing, and I don't know if it's got a little bit lackluster. I think draft now is kind of a footies kind of thing, game mode to play. Obviously you've got the packs and everything like that, so you kind of play drafts just because you don't want to play rivals. Fut Champs is just a weekend. It's kind of that filler. You get the good packs if you do manage to get into the final or even to the semi-final. You can get some relatively decent packs, and more than likely you can get a special card out of it as well, which then pays for the draft entirely, and then you just go again. So it is that sort of thing. I think it's like the end game mode to play on, if you get what I mean. So that's something pretty good. To be honest, I do want to play more drafts, but then at the same time, at this moment in time, I'm trying to do all the footies cards and try and really do all of that, as well as the weekend league and everything else. So it's hard to fit it in, and I must admit, if you do manage to get to, say, the third round or the final every single time, you're looking at what? So you got 10-20 minutes on the first match. Normally you can relatively get a decent rage quit if you've already scored in the first like 10-15. Second match, it all depends on your opponent. Then I think you can get rage quits there, and I think the third and fourth is where you're looking like a guy's going to stick it out unless you're getting 3 or 4 goals in the first half, which sometimes can be difficult. There's so many good drafts in this game now, and I think everyone seems to get a really good team, so you really need to be on form with this. And as you see, so many special cards, it's unreal. You can really test out some different game styles as well, or you can get absolutely screwed with that keeper there. Getting a silver keeper, obviously we've got the Lafont, is it, in net there, but we do manage to pick up someone else as well. But it just gives you that mode to try different cards, try different things, and really go about it. And I don't know, I want to kind of make a series about it, but I don't want to do the normal draft of glory or something along them lines. I want to make something stat-wise maybe. Even maybe start at the end of FIFA, the start of FIFA 20, maybe like a running list of who I've scored with, who I've played with, and see how it goes. That's kind of something that I'd really be interested in doing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, leave any sort of suggestions down below of any sort of series ideas. Always take it on board and see what you think, what you'd like to see. I always like to see that as well. And apart from that, if you're new around here, if you'd like to subscribe, that's always fantastic. And if you want to leave a like on the video and press the bell button, that is always, again, muchly appreciated. And apart from that, I'll see you tomorrow for some more content. Peace.